I kind of want to do my introduction in Korean, but my Korean isn't that good yet, so... Hello everybody, it's Zoe or Juju because I'm in Korea and Juju is my Korean name. And today I'm going to talk about a Korean language program that I'm following here in SeoulTech in Seoul. I just wanted to talk about the costs and my experience, how to apply, just in case you guys want to do something like this as well. But I guess it's good to start first with why did I decide to do a Korean language program? You know, I get this question a lot since I came here to Korea. Koreans ask me, why Korean? Why not Japanese or, you know, Chinese? If I had to give you a short summary about why I wanted to study Korean, it's because I've always wanted to learn an Asian language, because Asia to me is very interesting. It's completely different from the Western culture, and I think it's a beautiful culture, and I hope I can discover more, not only Korean culture but also Japanese, Chinese, Philippines, you know. There's so much to explore, but I'm going to start with Korean. Some of my friends also told me that if I'm able to understand and speak Korean, then learning Japanese might be easier because the grammar is similar. I'm not sure about this, but this is what my friends told me. So maybe when I get fluent in Korean, I would like to learn Japanese and maybe eventually Chinese as well. I guess I just want to learn all of them, but I'm just studying Korean first. I guess the second question is, why did I choose SeoulTech? There are so many different universities in Seoul or even in Korea itself where you can apply for a Korean language program. In every university this program is different. The hours are different, how much you will learn is different, the costs are different. So this video is going to be only about the Korean language program of SeoulTech, and I think it might be a bit similar to the other universities, so I hope it will be any help if you are watching this, if you want to follow a Korean language program. So I'm not saying these costs and my experiences are the same in every university in Korea. I don't know about them. I only know about SeoulTech because that's the one that I'm doing right now. The reason why I chose SeoulTech for my Korean language program is because I already knew the university. Last year, during my graduation year at my university, I went to a summer school here because my university and SeoulTech are sister universities. Because of this summer school, I already knew about the dormitory, the cafeteria, the campus. I made some friends in here. So for me, it felt just really comfortable to go back to a place that I already knew. Alright, I guess then we get to the point of what is the procedure to get in. And actually I have to look at my laptop because I can't memorize all of this. Alright, first you have to submit your documents by email or in person. These documents are... I just got a message. Sorry, I put my... To apply, you have to submit your application forms by email or in person to the university. And these documents are mandatory. You have to include all of them. You cannot just be like, oh, I'll just take one out. You have to include all of them. And I think every university has some differences in what kind of documents they need, but the ones that I had to submit to SeoulTech were, first one is the application form. In this application form you just give some standard information like your birthday, your name, etc. And you also talk about what your Korean level is at this moment and why you want to learn Korean and what you would like to do eventually in the future if you have learned Korean during the Korean language program. And you also have to choose whether or not you want to live in a dormitory and what kind of meal plan you would like. The second document is a copy of your passport, your parents' passport, and a copy of your ID. Third one is an original copy of your diploma from either your high school or your university. Both are okay. Fourth one is your copy of grade transcript from your last school attended. So it's basically about your grades. The fifth one is an original certified bank statement of the applicant or the applicant's parents' account, and it has to be higher than 10,000 USD. This is no kidding. Like, you might be wondering, like, why do they want to have this? Like, why do they want to know whether I have 10,000 USD dollars? Well, it's because basically you will need it, and if you don't have it, you're going to be maybe slightly in trouble. I've paid for this all by myself, so I saved up money, and I can tell you it was not $10,000, and I thought I could pay for everything for this and I would be okay. Like $10,000, that's too much for just 5 months. I don't need that much kind of money, but actually you kind of do. Sometimes you have to pay for things that you didn't expect that you had to pay for. For example, you get sick, you need to buy medicine, or the dormitory fees are actually higher than you expected, so you get a little bit of money stress like me. Please don't be stubborn and think you can do this with less money, because it's just, well, I guess it's not like hard, but you don't get to do as many fun things that you maybe want, because obviously when you go to another country, a foreign country, you want to explore, you want to travel, you want to see things, you want to do things, you want to experience things. But if you have to give up almost all of your money towards dormitory fees, meal fees, or extra kind of cost because you have to buy books or medicine, or you don't get to do the fun things that you wanted to do during your weekend, for example. So please don't be stubborn, and if the university says you need approximately 10,000 USD, then believe them. The sixth one is that you need a birth certificate. It's basically to show the university that you are who you say you are. The seventh document is a x-ray result of TBC. You have to do an x-ray for TBC because if you're going to live in a dormitory, then the university wants you to be TBC free, and to prove that you need an x-ray. However, to get an appointment to do an x-ray might take some while. For me, it took 2 weeks before I could take an appointment, so do this in advance as well. Once you've gathered all of these documents, you can send them by email, and then you have to wait until you get an answer from the university. They might ask for additional documents if it's necessary. In my case, it wasn't, so everything's okay. Then they will screen the documents, and then eventually they will send you a result notification whether you are accepted or not, and then you will get an email with the tuition payment. You have to pay for the Korean language program in advance. So if you don't live in Korea or you don't have a Korean bank account, then you have to pay a bit more than your fee because there is a currency exchange. So I paid like 10 euros more, I think, to make sure that everything would be okay. Once you've paid your tuition, you will get an email with your certificate of admission, and once you get this, you can issue your visa. Please don't wait until the last moment to get your visa because it can be very stressful. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that when you're going to issue your visa, they will keep your passport at the Korean embassy for as long as they need to make your visa. So during that time, you cannot travel out of your country. And once your visa is okay, you can get your flight tickets, or you can get them in advance like I did, because that's how you save up on money. And then once you arrive, you're in Korea. Now I think it's time to talk about how much this costs. I wrote it down in my notebook. For the cost, I will talk in euros, but in the description box below I will put also the prices in Korean won and US dollars. Alright, so in SeoulTech it's necessary to sign up for 2 terms. There are 4 terms a year: fall, winter, spring and summer. One term is 1,014 euros. If you have to do 2 terms, it means that it's 2,028 euros. That's quite a lot of money. And then you also have to pay like 40 euros for an application processing fee. That is just the program. Then for the documents that you have to hand in during the application, there's also some cost, which is the x-ray. My x-ray was 46 euros. I guess this might be different in other countries. My birth certificate was 13 euros. My visa was 50 euro. I also had to pay for an insurance in Korea, which was 94 euro. Actually, this insurance was organized by my university and you have to pay for it. I also had to pay for an alien registration card. If you're a foreigner in Korea and you're staying longer than 3 months, then you need to get an alien registration card. It's basically an ID card in Korea as a foreigner, and this was about 20 euros. Then my books, for 1 term you need 4 books. These 4 books are 2 student book. I did level 1 because I just started with Korean, so it says 1A, and this book is Korean grammar and vocabulary. But you also have to like practice the things that you learned, so that's where this one comes in, and this is the workbook. You have to like practice, and for 1 term you need 4 of them, and 4 books is about 50 euros. So if you do 2 terms, it means that for 8 books you're paying 100 euros. Then for my dorm, I'm going to talk not too much about this because I want to do another video about the dorm. In total, for winter and spring term and meal fee, just 1 meal a day, is 1,478 euros. You might think that's almost 4,000 euros, so if you have 10,000 euros, that was mandatory. It means that I still have 6,000 euros left. Yes, that's right, but for example, when you get to the dormitory, you don't get a blanket or a pillow, or you don't get anything. Like I will show you in the next video about what you will get when you get to the dormitory, but there's a lot of stuff that you have to pay for yourself, and that can be, in the long run, a bit expensive. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is my experience of this Korean language program. But so far I really enjoyed the Korean language program. It's very intensive, especially during the winter and summer period, because this is when there is no other classes, it's holiday. So that means that you'll get about 5 to 7 hours of Korean class every day, and you have to do midterms and your final term, and you have homework. Every single day you have homework, and you might think this may not be very much, but I spend about 1 to 2 hours a day to do my homework after class. So basically you're busy with 7 to 9 hours of Korean a day, and this is not even including studying time for your exams. If you have to study for your exams, you have to include evenings or nights, even like me, to get all the words into your head, because I had to learn a lot of words. I think I had to memorize about 150 to 200 words a week, and it was expected of me in class that I would memorize all these words very quickly. So for example, if we were going to do a chapter the next day, then the homework would be vocabulary, and we were expected to know and memorize the vocabulary the next day, and the vocabulary could be about 75 words. So it's a lot of words to memorize, and obviously I didn't always remember, but that's how we learn. It's very intensive. Don't underestimate this program. But if you like Korean and if you love Korea like me, then this is not only hard but also super fun. I had a lot of fun during my lessons. My teachers were really nice and helpful. They don't speak English. Like sometimes they do, but they teach in Korean. And it's not just all serious business. Sure, you can have fun in class too. You can talk and you can do some games. And the teachers are also very interested in why you want to study Korean, and they just love to hear your story. So if you get the chance to do this, then tell them your story, because they are proud of their country and their language, and they feel honored that you like Korea or love Korea so much that you would want to do this program. Another fun thing is that almost everyone in your classroom will be a foreigner, so you can make a lot of foreigner friends, and that way you can learn even more about other cultures or languages, or you know, share your own culture and language with someone else. And another thing that's really nice of this program is that we also get to do an activity during a term. So during the winter term we went to Lotte World. It's a huge theme park in Korea, and it was a lot of fun to do this with my classmates, to get to know them better and just have a fun day. bit cold, but we can do it. This is what I need.
입니다. 제 설명서는 손님분들의 원하는 입장을 위해 매직박스 예약 손님을
So don't get discouraged because of the cost or how hard it might be. It's a lot of fun. If you want to do it and you can do it, then I would say do it. I don't regret anything. I love my time here and I just can't wait to start the second term. And I'll be really sad because time goes by so fast in here. I just wish I could stay longer. And I think studying Korean in Korea is a much better way than studying Korean in your own country, because when you come to Korea, you have to talk or try to talk in Korean, and that will help you to learn Korean faster actually, because you have to use it more often. If you have any more questions about the Korean language program or SeoulTech, then don't hesitate to comment below or send me a message. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. And if you want to see more videos, vlogs, or any kind of fun stuff about Korea, Japan, or cosplay, then don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and maybe follow me on my other social medias. I have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.